Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name's Mary if you're new here, and welcome to another weekly vlog that I have started on a, what's that? Thursday. I should have told you that I loved you one more time. I started work this week. I'm also in a new location. This is my apartment. I wasn't gonna start this vlog until I cleaned up and like unpacked and stuff, and now it's Thursday and I still have not done that. So it's probably like 5:30ish. I just got off work for the day. I started my job on Monday at a firm here, which is pretty cool. I'm liking it, but it's exhausting being back in an office 8 to 9 hours a day, 5 days a week. I understand that other people are used to doing this, but I am coming off of, first of all, school, which is like at your own time, kind of. You never are like sitting in class for 8 hours a day in law school. And also, most of my stuff has been virtual for the past year and a half, almost. So it's interesting. I also have not read very much. So that's the other reason I wasn't really starting this vlog. I don't know if I'm gonna reading Slump. I just haven't really felt like reading. I've gotten home from work every day and just sort of like chilled out. On Tuesday, I went to the Guy Fieri taco restaurant here in the Power and Lights district. And yesterday I went to this like dive bar called High Dive with one of my friends from college who lives here now. But I thought I would just give you an update on my life since I've moved. I was gonna do an apartment tour, but I'm gonna wait until it's clean. That towel is here from last weekend because my dogs were here, and it's been raining pretty much the whole time I've been here. So we use that to wash or to dry the dogs off after we took them for a walk. Matt is actually coming back with the dogs tomorrow. He's staying for the weekend again with me, which is really nice because I am just living in this studio by myself. I will give you a tour at some point of my apartment, but right now, like I mentioned, it's a mess. So I would like to have a chance to do dishes and put all my stuff away before that. But I think I'm gonna make myself dinner here in a bit because I'm kind of hungry, and I'm just gonna chill out. But I did want to let you know that I have finished reading. When I last checked in, I was reading Good Girl, Bad Blood by Holly Jackson. Let me go grab it actually, hold on. So I did finish this. And I didn't like it as much as I liked the first book, but I did still enjoy it. And what I remember complaining about in the first book is that you could tell it was written by a non-American author. You couldn't tell as much in this one. I think she might have gotten feedback on that, and she made this feel a little more like an American book. And also this one had a little bit more of Pippa's life and her like being a teenager and stuff, which was good, but I just felt like the story in this one, the mystery that she was trying to solve, for me wasn't as compelling or interesting, I guess. But I did think that it tackled some interesting issues. I don't want to get too far into it just because I don't want to spoil anything, obviously, because this is the second book in a series. The romance that was in the first one slightly is continued in this one, which I like. And it's just like, it's still good fun. It just wasn't quite as good to me as the first one, but that being said, I still gave it 4 stars. The first one got 4 stars because while I loved it, it had some issues, like I mentioned, that kind of got on my nerves. This one didn't really get on my nerves. I didn't love it as much. So this was a low 4 stars, probably like a 3.5 star that I just rounded up. And then I also have been reading 2010 by Arthur C Clarke. I'm hardly into this at all. I'm not like absolutely loving this. So this picks up where the first one left off. I'm in an old building and I can hear my neighbor, so I don't know if she can hear me, but I hope not. Like I mentioned, this is set in 2010. So the first one is obviously set in 2001. It's 2001: A Space Odyssey. And this follows some of the characters from the first book, which is really interesting. And they're sort of trying to figure out what happened to Hal, which is the like ship interface in the first book that completely shuts it down and sort of starts the action. And they're trying to figure out sort of why that happened and what happened to the people who are on the space mission in the first book. And it sounds like they're gonna have to go back into space and try to recover the first ship and figure out what happened. Because like the reader got to know what happened, but the people back home didn't, because they lost touch with him because his system went down or whatever. So that's where this one is. It's just not really grabbing me, so I might start reading something else. But then I also wanted to mention, because I don't know that I ever talked about it, I finished the group read for the May the Force Read With You readathon, which is an Amber in the Ashes by Saboteur. I finished that. I listened to that via audiobook, and I loved it so much that I immediately had to pick up the second book, which is A Torch Against the Night, which unfortunately I didn't love as much. I only gave it 3 stars. There are characters from the first book, Helene, who I didn't really like, and then Keenan, who I didn't really like. Keenan is one of the resistance fighters who befriends Laia, and Helene is Elias's oldest friend. And she was at Blackcliff with him, which is like the military school that they were both at. And you get more from both of them. And I think Helene is going to redeem herself a little bit. I started to like her more towards the end of the second book, but it just, overall, the story didn't go the direction that I wanted it to go in. And so I just didn't find it quite as interesting. But I do plan on picking up the third book eventually, but just probably not right now. So I did manage to get a local library card for here, which is great because they have a lot of the stuff that my library at home doesn't have, because I'm in a bigger area now, obviously, and they have like multiple libraries, and then also they're connected with other library branches that are not in their public library system, but you can get books from other libraries from living here. Which is really cool. So I do have Libby now through this library, and I did get The Wanderers, or just Wanderers by Chuck Wendig as an audiobook. So I'm excited for that, because I think listening to audiobooks is kind of what I do when I'm in a slump to help me get out of a slump, just because that way I can continue to read stuff, or like, I guess it's not reading, but I can continue to like check books off my list, if you will, because this month I've been mood reading like crazy, and that's kind of caused me to not finish books that were on my TBR. My TBR was not long, which is why I felt okay mood reading, but now it's the end of the month. Well, not really, it's the 20th when I'm filming this, but I haven't read some of the books that I was supposed to read. So like Wanderers was on my TBR, Elantris was on my TBR. I haven't started either of those. Those might be the only two, but I don't know. So hopefully I can get through those. I also wanted to do a themed reading vlog this month, but I don't know if that's going to happen. I might have to save that for the first week of June. We'll just see. But yeah, those are my updates. That's what I'm doing. This has been entirely too long. I'm going to clean up a little bit and then start dinner, and also change, because I don't want to be wearing this anymore. But I will catch up with you in a little bit. Hello, this is my couch. It's a Friday night, it's about 9 p.m. And Matt is coming this weekend, so I think he should be here in like 30 minutes, sometime-ish, close to that. So, I'm gonna pick up this for a little bit. Sorry if you can hear my AC, it just turned on. But I did want to update you that I've listened to several hours of Wanderers, and I don't know how to feel so far. It's a really long book, obviously, so I kind of expected it to not necessarily be slow to start, but like to take a while to get into it. It does get into the action right away. So you start off with these sisters who, one of them just starts essentially sleepwalking, but she's awake. And the other sister is following her, and then other people meet up with them, and they find out that if you try to restrain them, they like have seizures. And one guy, there's like a really gross scene where a cop seizes someone and puts him in his cop car, and the guy just combusts because he can't walk anymore, I guess. And then you're also following this guy who's an agent who used to work for the CDC, but he's been fired because he like lied on some report and got caught. And so, but now he's been rehired because there's a machine thing that can predict like pandemics and epidemics and stuff. And it decided that he should be the one to work on it. I don't really understand that part of it. It's kind of weird, but I guess it is sci-fi, so it's supposed to be like a little fiction-y. You don't know what's causing these people to start just like wandering. It's reminding me a lot of The Stand by Stephen King, which I feel like I've said a couple of times about different books. But just because it's like post-apocalyptic, it's all, or I guess current apocalyptic again. It's also like a random disease is hitting people and you don't know really why, except for Stephen King's, it seemed like it was like airborne. This does not seem airborne. They're wondering if it's bloodborne. I don't know. But also, every couple of like chapters, you get like little vignettes of random people's lives. And then you see how those random people die, which also happens in The Stand by Stephen King. So I don't know if all of those are going to be connected. They weren't in The Stand. Yeah, I don't know that I would say I'm enjoying it. I don't know if I would like to physically read that, just because, I don't know. I think I mentioned this before. I'm kind of in a slump. Nothing is really like intriguing me right now, but I am going to pick up this again and see how far I can get before Matthew gets here. And I assume he'll just text me when he gets here because, yeah, otherwise he can't get in. Arthur C Clarke. All right, I'm going to read. Okay.
What's there to say? There's nothing but space in between you and I. It's okay that we change, but it feels kinda strange that you're not in my life. You're the only one that saves me when I'm alone. You're the only love that I've ever known. But we turn into a flower that never grows. I was hiding like the moonlight that never shows. I should've told you that I loved you. One more time, one more time, one more time. I should've told you that I loved you. One more time, one more time, one more time. I should've told you that I loved you every night. Oh, that's on my mind. I should've told you that I loved you. One more time, one more time. Would you have stayed if I had been honest with you from the start? Don't say it's okay if I'm falling and you're running away. You're the only one that saves me when I'm alone. You're the only love that I've ever known. But we turn into a flower that never grows. I was hiding like the moonlight that never shone. I should've told you that I loved you. One more time, one more time, one more time. I should've told you that I loved you. One more time, one more time, one more time. I should've told you that I loved you every night. Oh, that's on my mind. I should've told you that I loved you. One more time, one more time. I should've told you that I loved you.
Hi, I'm currently editing this vlog and I just realized that I never filmed an outro. So that's what I'm gonna do now. I had a really good weekend. Matt came. I did some B-roll of that. We went to the museum. We also went out to dinner and lunch and lunch again. Yeah. That's pretty much what we do when he comes here, I guess. We just eat out, which is not great for my wallet, but he won't be here this coming weekend. So we also went to Prospero's bookshop. So I'm planning on doing like a whole vlog of going to independent bookstore. A whole vlog of going to independent bookstores in Kansas City. I think that would be interesting, and I know there's a couple of really cool ones. I've only been to one so far, but I will probably go back. I didn't really have very much time to look because we went in between things that we needed to do. But yeah, we got to go to the Nelson Atkins, which was really cool, and we did that art course, which is their like putt-putt course, which was really fun. And then Saturday night we went out with a bunch of our friends who live up here, so we went out in Westport, which was great. Yeah, but I have not finished any books this week, I don't think. I haven't finished anything since I last talked to you. I'm still listening to Wanderers, and I'm still reading 2010 Odyssey 2 by Arthur C Clarke. And that's it. Sorry this vlog has been kind of short again and kind of all over the place. I hope it was at least somewhat enjoyable for you. And as I get this apartment together, I will eventually be doing an apartment tour, hopefully in next week's vlog, so stay tuned. But yeah, that's going to be it for me today, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!
I should've told you that I loved you one more